Colorado High School Activities Association football is on B106 and B106.com. Tonight from Elizabeth High School, it is Game 9 of the regular season as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Elizabeth Cardinals. Good night, or hello everybody, and welcome to our broadcast tonight. Kevin, this is a game about like most of the games we've had this year, or think we're going to be seeing anyway, as Elizabeth comes in on kind of a down year, and Fort Morgan is riding high after that 50-0 win that they had last week at home.
Absolutely, Brian. I was visiting with the cameraman for the Elizabeth team, and they only have 8 seniors and 10 juniors on this team, and he was saying that the senior and junior class is just not real strong athletically, and certainly Fort Morgan's seen that sort of trend go through our school, and so for a proud program like Elizabeth, it's probably pretty hard to be sitting at 2-7 or 2-6 and knowing that, Fort Morgan's here to give them number 7 on the loss scale.
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and give you the starting defensive lineup, and that is brought to you by Cargill Beef. Cargill Beef is committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and continuously improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at www.cargill.com. Starting tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is nose guard senior Alex Mai, defensive ends junior Nate Cage, senior Toby McBride, outside linebackers junior Austin Breidenbach and sophomore Trey McBride, inside linebackers senior Jacob Fritzler and senior Frank Rosales, cornerbacks junior Angelo Rivera and senior Nate Gertner, safety senior Kyle Daniels, and free safety senior Tyler Dunn.
It looks like they're going to start a little bit early. They took 2 minutes off of the clock and reset it at 12, and the teams are out there. Fort Morgan kicking from our right to our left.
The opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. So Franny Gonzalez ready for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. He was absent last week. John Hochmodel kicked for the Mustangs and did a fine job. This is a deep kick going to go out to about the 5, up across the 10, the 15, and he is going to be taken down. They'll give him forward progress up to the 14-yard line.
Short game, it'll be Cardinals on.
So it'll be 1st and 10
at their own 14.
Cardinals from their own 14.
I can imagine the eyes that he had on him when he looked up from about the 10-yard line, and his whole offensive or his blocking group was 20 yards upfield, and there's 4 or 5 Mustangs unblocked coming at him. So we'll see what the Cardinal can do on their first offensive drive of the night.
Cameron Moon, their quarterback, they send receivers left and right. Start out in a shotgun formation. Has a back lined up just to his left. First play coming up here, snap back, and he rolls out to his left. He's being hounded, and the pass is going to be caught out about the 23. Nice catch out there on that far sideline.
Pass is complete to number 10.
So that'll bring up let's see what they put it, about the 20.
Good gain on the play, just short of
looks like it'll be 9 yards.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I count on you.
So 2nd and 1
Tee it up when it happens. Be ready.
from the 23. Nice pass there by Moon. Now they're going to send a receiver left and 3 receivers right. Shotgun formation once again for Elizabeth. Fort Morgan on the rush. Pass over the middle, and it's going to be knocked down. It was over the head, but they're going to have a pass interference. It looked like maybe on Angelo Rivera. He got there a little early. So that'll be an automatic first down for Elizabeth.
Elizabeth scouted Fort Morgan. They're definitely susceptible to the pass, the short pass. They haven't really given up any long plays. Kind of have that bend but not break mentality on the pass offense, but that could come back to haunt us when we get against a passing team like maybe Holy Family down the road.
Yep, so that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 43. after that pass interference call. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation once again for Moon. Puts a man in motion left to right, and he fumbles the ball, picks it back up, and still continues this way, but he is going to be brought down in the backfield. Nice job back there by Trey McBride, as the runner went clear back to the 22-yard line, so a loss of 11. Bring up 2nd and 21 from the 22. Once he dropped that ball, he had nowhere to go. He tried to go back, and that wasn't the right way to go. Trey McBride and about 2 others, but Trey is the one that brought him down. So 2nd and 21 from the 22. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun rolls out to his right. Looks downfield, and it's going to be caught out about the 37-yard line.
Pass is complete to number 4.
Nice pass there by Moon. But still bring up about 3rd and 11.
It is going to be a 3rd down. 3rd and about 11 for the Cardinals.
From the 38-yard line. Moon has a nice throw. Throws a nice ball. 2 receivers out to the left now and single receiver right. Shotgun formation once again for Moon. He rolls out to his left now. Gets a good block out there. It's going to be a pass downfield, and it's going to be complete into Fort Morgan territory, down about the 48. So they're getting the quarterback out of the pocket, avoiding that big rush.
That seems to be pretty effective for him so far, plus it changes the angles that the defensive backs have to play. So they must have scouted something and saw that this was a vulnerability for Fort Morgan.
So 1st and 10 from the Mustang 48. Put a man in motion left to right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. He is cleared down to the 40, almost to the 40. Draw play, and that takes it down to about the 41. Nate Gertner with the stop.
Another good open field tackle by the senior.
About 2nd and 4 from the 41. About 9 minutes left in this opening period. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation back, and Trey jumps up. It's going to be a long, deep pass down the left sideline, and it may be intercepted. Let's see if Kyle Daniels came up with it. They're going to said he was out of bounds.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 3.
Kyle looking at the skid marks he left on the sideline, saying that I was in bounds, but both officials were right there. 1st incomplete pass.
So 3rd and 4. It was over the intended receiver's head about 4 yards. Kyle was there, but apparently had a foot out of bounds. Well, you must have both feet out of bounds, because in high school you can have one. So 3rd and 4 for the Cardinals. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Put a man in motion. Going to be a handoff. Oh, he's going to be a keeper, but he is going to be. Oh, it's going to be close. They're saying it's going to be 4th down, according to the line judge on this side. So we'll see if they go for it. I would guess they would. They're almost too close to punt. You don't have anything to lose this time of year. You're not going to go on to the playoffs. So it'll be 4th and 1 from the. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it seems so far that Elizabeth is really taking advantage of Fort Morgan's over-aggressive pursuing defense, and no other team's been able to do that. So if they keep that up, that's going to make the defense play a little more hesitant and have to play a little more base and take away some of our strength.
So hopefully keep Fort Morgan from jumping offside. Shotgun formation rolls out here to his right, and it's going to be a throw downfield, and incomplete. I thought he had it there for a minute at the 10, but comes up incomplete. So the Fort Morgan Mustang defense holds.
Yeah, that was really close to having a 1st and goal for the Cardinal.
So turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 30.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 38. With 7:54 left in this opening period. I formation going to be pitched back to Kimball on that right side. Breaks a tackle across the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Cuts it back into the middle of the field. And he is going to be down into Cardinal territory, clear down to the 31-yard line.
First down on the play. They're in Cardinal territory.
About a 31-yard run by Tate.
A very nice little scamper for him.
So 1st and 10 from the Elizabeth 31. I formation once again. Receivers left and right. Handoff to this left side. Another hold at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Tate Kimball takes it in from 31 yards out for the 6-0 lead over Elizabeth with 7:30 to go left in this first period of play.
As we were talking before the game, they are introducing the Elizabeth outside linebackers, and one goes 165 pounds, the other 155 pounds. That time, one of them met Toby McBride going full speed, and he was obviously blown out of the way, and Toby just kept on going downfield and made another block that opened up the hole for Tate.
So Franny on for the PAT. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 7:30 left here in this opening period, Fort Morgan 7, Elizabeth nothing on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Elizabeth High School with Kevin Rohde. This is Brian Nickel. Julie Garcia back at the studios for us tonight. Fort Morgan just took the lead on a 31-yard run by Tate Kimball. PAT good by Franny. Franny has the ball teed up, ready to kick off. Puts his foot into it. It's going to come down about the 10, 15, 20, 25. That's about where he'll be brought down. Isaac Linker, I believe, in on that tackle.
Good return on the play, brought down by number 14.
So 1st and 10 Cardinals.
And even though the Cardinals did score on that last drive, they did march the ball down the field about 50 yards and ate up a lot of clock, and Fort Morgan gets his first touchdown on a 2-play drive with still over 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
24 seconds off the clock.
Right. And we can see that Fort Morgan's not going to mess around. They're going with their power game, and I think they're just going to tune up and run on them most of the night.
Man in motion right to left. Moon keeps the ball as he goes up over the left guard.
18, Cameron Moon
gets about 4 yards out to the 30.
Number 55 in on the tackle.
So Alex Mai with the tackle out to the 30. So 2nd and 6 after that 4-yard run.
They're pretty balanced. They've had 4 passes and 4 runs on the night.
Let's see what they come out with here. 2 receivers left, single receiver to the right, shotgun formation for Moon. Has the ball, looks downfield, is going to be, they're going to throw a flag. I don't know who they're going to throw it on, Gertner or on Kyle. I thought everybody got there about the same time. But
yeah, I think it had to be on Gertner because Kyle played the ball and came in right as it got there. But another
once again, it is a pass interference on the defense.
Bad thing that happens to the defense when they pass.
Yeah. That's Coach Langford on the other side, and Coach Chisholm also not real happy with that call.
A 15-yard penalty, and that results in a Cardinal.
So they'll bring up a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Cardinals, their own
from the 45.
15-yard penalty, and I don't know. I'll reserve judgment on the officials. It's still early.
It's a long way down there. So man in motion left to right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, though. He is going to be hit hard by Frank Rosales at the line of scrimmage. Frank Rosales hit him hard and dropped him right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 45.
Second and 10 now.
A little bit of a breeze here, just enough to keep that frost from forming on us, but definitely cold.
So three receivers left. Shotgun formation, put him in motion. It's going to be a handoff around this right side, and he is going to be driven out of bounds and
Tyler Curtis on the carry.
get Kyle Daniels up. He was in on there along with Nate Gertner. I think they're going to give him a yard out to the 46.
It's going to be a third down and 9.
So 3rd and 9. Nice pursuit there by that Fort Morgan defense.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of people over there to head him out of bounds. They ran to the short side of the field, too, which I guess maybe they want to stay away from Trey over on that other side.
It's a possibility. So 3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation, snap back. Looks out here to the left. It's going to be a lob down this right sideline, and it is going to be over the head of the intended receiver
For number 40, Christian Goudreau.
for Christian Gordeau, and that will bring up a 4th and 9.
At their own 46. Cardinals
Pass was
to punt the ball.
a little long. It was a nice spiral, but about 5 yards too far downfield.
For the Cardinals, number 86, Tyler Curtis. The average is
Kyle
30
Daniels
yards
and
per punt.
Tate Kimball back at about the 17-yard line as they await the punt. Nice high punt. And it's going to be taken by Daniels at about the 30. And that's about as far as he is going
Ball
to
carrier met immediately by number 32, Reese
go. So that will
Ulrich.
bring up 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with 5:32 to go.
Fort Morgan.
And another somewhat daring, I would say, catch by him. Both him and he and Tate were almost fighting for the ball until the last minute, and there were defenders running by on either side. It's only bit him once, I think, that I can remember on the season, but as you get down into the playoffs, you might want to watch that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him fair catch this year.
No, I haven't either.
Tate Kimball, it's supposed to be a handoff to Kimball, but he slips in the backfield. And Dalen Knapp will go down about 2 yards in the backfield. Tate went to cut, and that grass is probably a little slick, getting a little moisture on it from the cool weather.
Not the kind of thing that Dalen wanted on his first run, is to look to pitch and see the Tates on the ground behind him.
So wing formation again for the Mustangs. This time they put Tate in motion right to left. He cuts it outside. But he is going to be brought down at about the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Brought down immediately by number 32, Reese Ulrich.
Trey getting up a little slow, but he is up.
Third down and long, 3rd and 11.
So 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs. After that no gain by Tate.
And they shifted into a different formation to try and do some different looks and things, and Elizabeth adjusting better to that than they do from the power I formation.
Stand up and make some noise. Help out
So
the
I
defense
formation
here.
for
Here
the
we go.
Mustangs. Receivers left and right. It's going to be a handoff to Tate Kimball over this left side. Big block out here on this left side. And he is going to be across for first down yardage out to the 44-yard line.
It is a first down
And
play, however, it'll be a 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Toby McBride introduced himself to a couple of defensive players out there.
Yeah, he's not blocking one guy. He's like a bowling ball, knocking them down like pins, and trying to find a 3rd and 4th guy to block.
So 1st and 10 from the 43. I formation once again. Handoff. It's going to be a play action as he rolls out to his right. Pass is going to be wide open out of about first down territory. He's going to be just short, about a yard shy of the first down. I believe that was Kyle Daniels on that reception.
Just short of the first down. It'll be a 2nd down now and 1.
So 2nd and 1.
And into Elizabeth territory.
Well, they're marking it. I don't know where they're going to mark. They're marking it right at the 47-yard line. If they mark it at the 47, that's going to be a first down, and they do give it to them. So First down yardage on that pass to Kyle Daniels
The first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now for Morgan.
from the
Cardinal defense.
Cardinal 47. My formation once again. Daniels split wide right. Receiver left, going to be a handoff to Toby over that right side across the 45-40.
That's number 32, McBride.
And he is going to be marked down right at the 40. Going to be a
Reese Ulrich.
gain of 7.
It's going to be a second down now.
So second
about
and 3 from the 40.
That's Toby's first carry. Obviously, they're going to be keying to the outside, and as we see those backers move farther and farther outside, the opening in the inside becomes more apparent.
So I formation, Adrian Marquez split left and Kyle Daniels split to the right. Handoff over this left side as he follows Toby. Gets it down inside the 35. It'll be enough for first down yardage. Looks like it'll be marked down at the 34.
In Cardinal territory, the 34.
So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan from the Cardinal 34.
Not scoring quite as easily on this drive as they did on the first, but they did run some different plays and trying to expand the playbook a little bit.
Getting a little better yardage once they went back to this I formation instead of that wing formation. They've been picking up 7 or 8 yards a play. It's going to be Toby right up the middle. Oh, excuse me, Dalen kept it.
Number 7 drops back.
And that's going to be a
in the backfield.
sack back to the 39.
By number 40, Christian Goudreau.
So that will be a loss of 5. So they'll bring up a 2nd and 15.
In solo tackles, and with that tackle, he just went over
Down to 2:30 and counting here in the first period of play.
number 40.
I think unless things change, we're certainly not going to see the clock running probably until the second half. If that, Elizabeth seems to be playing some good defense at this particular drive.
Franklin Rosales in for the Mustangs. Full house backfield. Knapp pitches it back to Tate on that right side. Gets across the 40. Continues his blocks. 35-30. Gets that corner. 25.
Number 20, Kemble.
And I believe he will have enough for... And they're going to stop the clock. It's going to be close for a first down.
Several other Cardinals.
Yep. They gave it to him.
First down,
Gave it to him. So nice run there. Nice 15-yard gain by Tate. So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan from the 24.
And I think when Fort Morgan goes back to its strength, Liz with a good enough team to maybe stop some of those other plays, but when you have 2 big kids leading up the field and someone like Tate running.
Handoff over the left side to Tate once again, cuts it up the middle. And not much there. Going to get a couple, but there's going to be a flag thrown late.
Number 20, brought down by 88. However, there's a penalty marker on the play.
So we'll see what they think it was. Threw the flag back at the 25. I don't know if it's going to be it's going to be holding on Fort Morgan.
That is a holding penalty. Holding against the Mustangs.
It's a late flag.
The spot fouls will be 10 yards from where
Tate was already down when the
holding occurred. Backing them up.
flag came out. So that's the 3rd penalty, I believe, so far on Fort Morgan. So that'll bring up a 1st and about 21.
First down and 21. Cardinals on defense.
From the 35. Back to the wing formation with Marquez split to the left. Going to be a handoff to Tate. He's going to be met in the backfield. Tries to get upfield and nothing there. He's going to be brought down.
That's 20. Kemble on the carry.
And they're going to mark him back about 3 yards, back to the 38. So a loss of 3. So that'll bring up
Be a second down and long.
2nd and 24.
Interesting to see whether coach is comfortable passing, letting Dalen pass in a more pressure-filled situation like this. So far, he's passed mostly when the other team's expecting us to run. But he's in the shotgun, so.
2 receivers to the right, 2 left. Shotgun formation as he rolls out to his right. Pass out to the flat, but it's going to be out of the reach of Kyle Daniels. So 3rd and 24. As Knapp was rolling out to his right, came up short of Daniels. So 3rd and 24 from the 38. We're down to 54 seconds.
We got a 3rd down and long, Cardinal fans. Cardinals
Adrian
alive.
Marquez,
Just a little
Kyle Daniels out to the right with Trey in the slot. Dawson Frick to the left. It's going to be a draw play over this left side. It's going to be a 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone is Tate Kimball on the draw
touchdown
from 38 yards out.
And that's got to be just a backbreaker for Elizabeth to hold him and get him in a position where it's 3rd and 24 and then give up a 38-yard touchdown like that.
Comes with 45 seconds left in this first period. Fort Morgan 13, Elizabeth nothing. Franny in once again for the PAT. Wait for the snap back. There it is. Ball is down. The kick is up. And it is good. So with 45 seconds left in this first period, Fort Morgan 14, Elizabeth nothing on B106 and B106.com. 14-0 Fort Morgan over Elizabeth with 45 seconds left here in this first period of play. Tate Kimball takes it in for his second touchdown of the night, this time from 38 yards out.
Early score from Brush. Brush playing arch rival Eaton and up 6-0 in the first quarter.
Franny approaches, puts his foot into it, kind of a low line drive. This time it's going to be taken about the 8, across the 15, the 20. Slows down, but he is going to be a nice open field tackle. That is going to be George Perea on that tackle.
Stay tuned at the end of this quarter. The Cardinal cheerleaders are going
First
to give you a
and 10
little
Fort Morgan from the Elizabeth 23. Two receivers left, one right. Shotgun formation is Moon. Looks down the center of the field, and it is going to be over the intended receiver. And then he is knocked down by Nate Gertner.
Pass intended for 86, Tyler Curtis. It falls incomplete.
That was intended for number 86, Tyler Curtis.
After getting 3 completions and 2 pass interference calls, Elizabeth's 0-4 on their last passing attempts. And I think the receivers are starting to feel the hit that they're getting. Again, Nate Gertner, the senior, nice solid hit on that one.
Two receivers right, one left. Shotgun formation again is Moon. They send a man in motion. Going to be a keeper. And that is going to be a loss of about 2 back to the 21. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 12. I think he wishes he would have handed that off to his back coming across there. Instead, he got nailed anyway.
All right, the first time he ran that kind of fooled everybody, and he was able to sneak forward for 4 yards. But their longest running play is 7 yards.
Fort Morgan 14, Cardinals yet to
that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Fort Morgan 14, Elizabeth nothing. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com.
We've got a 3rd down and 11.
The start of the second quarter here. Kevin Rohde along with Brian Nickel here. 14-0 Fort Morgan. Cardinals have it 3rd and 12 from their own 21. As they will now be heading south to north. As they are waiting for the official. Ready to put ball in play. One receiver left, 2 right. Moon shotgun formation. Rolls out to his right, and he is going to be brought down for a sack by Toby McBride. He was untouched as Moon goes down at the 10. A loss of 11.
punt team takes
Nice
the field. Back to
job
kicker,
there
number 86,
by
Tyler
Toby.
Curtis.
Came in from that left defensive end.
Back to return, number 11, Daniels.
So that brings up a fourth,
Curtis averaging 30 yards per punt.
about 24. From the 10, snap. It's going to be a high, not a real long punt, and called a fair catch.
Fair catch is called for.
Must be Tate.
It'll be a first and 10.
No, it's Kyle. He must have.
Coach must have got in his ear after that last one and said, now wait a minute.
Like to recognize
And that's when he had more room than he's had all season.
Right.
He puts up the. Maybe they're trying to work on some plays instead of letting him run it back. I don't know. But
every year.
My guess is they said, I don't care. You need to learn how to put your arm up and fair catch it, so you're going to fair catch the next one no matter what.
Local agent Don Means at 646-9701.
Here we go with beginning of the second quarter. Good field position. Let's see if the Mustangs can continue to hit on all cylinders.
first and 10 from the 41 of Elizabeth. Knapp goes back. It's going to be an incomplete pass to Trey at about the 35.
And he was getting bumped a little bit there, but it was right as the ball got there. But I can imagine some of the Fort Morgan fans might grumble about that.
Trying to see. I think Fort Morgan has a pretty good group of people here.
Right.
So second and 10 from the 21. I formation once again for Fort Morgan. Hand off to Tate over this right side. He's going to get about 2 yards maybe.
20 Campbell on the
Yeah.
carry. Brought down initially by number
Gets it down,
74,
about
helped out by the rest of his defense.
3 yards, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 from the 38. Marquez split wide left. Daniels comes to the right. I formation once again. Toby is the fullback, Tate as the tailback. It's going to be a handoff to Tate, but he is going to be met in the backfield.
Campbell on the carry, brought down initially by number 44.
That's going to be a loss back to the 39. It's going to be a loss of 1.
Bring up a 4th down and 8.
4th and 8 from the 39.
The field conditions must not be very good. That's the second time that Tate slipped, and he really didn't have much of a chance on that play. I think Elizabeth is stacking their men so far outside that they're trying to run off tackle instead of outside and just not having much success there.
So now Toby in the backfield as they've split Tate out to the left. Also another receiver out to the left and 2 to the right. Going to put Tate in motion left to right. A pitch back to Tate. And he is not going to get the first down. He's going to be hit down. Oh, they're going to, guess what? They're going to get the first down because they just threw a flag for a late hit.
Well, I think that's the first penalty against Elizabeth, so hold your breath. It might not be against us.
I'm going to guess that's going to go against Elizabeth.
You're pretty sure on that one. That's good. We need that.
It's a dead ball, personal foul on Elizabeth. Yep. That was going to be a late hit, so that'll be marked off from the 41.
So that keeps this Fort Morgan drive going. And
as Tate had nowhere to run on that play, Elizabeth is getting some good penetration.
That was a post-possession penalty.
Oh, now they're saying it's after the possession was over, and then they get the ball, so they're giving the ball to Elizabeth. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I have not. Unless it was clearly like 3-4 seconds after the play.
7-yard line.
But regardless,
that's
it's
weird.
It's
okay.
Elizabeth ball, and here we go.
I've never seen that one before.
No.
Maybe because it was on 4th down, I guess. It was after the play.
Right.
That marches them back to the 27-yard line. So 1st and 10. Cardinals. As he goes back to pass. It's going to be picked off by Trey McBride at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
We do have a flag down, but I'm sure it's for holding because they were just grabbing Toby's shirt as he was breaking through on that screen pass.
So we'll see if this touchdown stands. But Trey stepped right into that out there in the flat at the 25 and took it to the end zone. Chop block.
So touchdown
Mustangs. Good job, Trey. As he takes that in from 25 yards out.
It is a touchdown for Fort Morgan on a pick six.
Puts the score at 20-0 with the PAT coming up.
And that was quicker than if we would have had the ball 1st and 10 there.
See, so what did that show you?
Yes.
They had the wrong call.
Right.
Karma shows right there.
Justice is served. Oh, good for the Mustangs and good for Trey. I think that's maybe his 3rd from the season, at least 2nd.
Yeah.
Where he's gone in there and picked that off. I know he had one last year, I think, against Inglewood too.
So, Franny in for the PAT. Snap was down and not good, but he still got it up and through for the PAT. So 21-0 Fort Morgan with 10:06 to go here in the second quarter. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com.
There's flag on it.
21-0 Fort Morgan as Trey McBride takes it in on the pick six, from 25 yards out. Franny with the point after was good. Fort Morgan scoring offensively and defensively. Offensively and defensively here tonight. It's not that cold. I don't think I'm freezing up, but kick comes down about the 10, 15, 20. 25 is going to be bumped out here to this left side. 25-30. And finally run out of bounds by Nate Gertner. So nice job by Nate Gertner to force him out of bounds. Now we have another flag back at the 30. I saw that last week, and I do not know what that is. When the ref looks like he's pulling his shirt, I don't know.
I don't know, and he's pointing against Fort Morgan. How can you get a penalty when you're going down to cover the pass? Personal
foul.
It's a personal foul. It's a chop block against Fort Morgan. That is a 15-yard.
So I guess you can't come running down into the pile and throw your body down at everybody's knees. Maybe that I didn't see it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just trying to come up with some sort of explanation for where that would have possibly come from. So they're out to the 48.
48.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for your Cardinals at the 48-yard line.
For the Cardinals with 9:57
here we go
to go in this first half of play, as they send Ty Oliver out to the right. Shotgun formation. And ready for a play. As they have a slot receiver to the right, receiver to the left. Snap back as he rolls out to his right. Hot pursuit is Trey McBride. Pass out into the flat. And that is going to be incomplete as that was low and hit the ground. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 48. They do a lot of rolling out. I think they've been watching film and they know where Fort Morgan's strength is, and that's keeping him in the box. But he's getting outside and getting a little time to throw.
And Trey's out there dancing to the band's music in between plays. He's loose and ready to play.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun. Put the man in motion left to right. Going to be a play action as Moon takes it up the middle, and he's going to get across. And they're saying a fumble. And it is Fort Morgan ball as Moon loses it, and he gets just into Fort Morgan territory.
It'll be a 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
But Fort Morgan comes up with the ball. So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan from their own 49.
Woodworks Flooring, Elizabeth Family Dental, staying fit
and Fort Morgan, just always grabbing at that ball and pulling at it. Moon carrying it up high instead of tucking it away and trying to push. Good defensive play by the Mustangs.
So 1st and 10, 2 receivers left and 1 right. I believe Let's see, they have Toby in the backfield as Dalen goes back to pass. It's going to be a pass down the field and just off of the hands of Trey McBride at about the 15. Just a little out of his reach.
Yeah, and his great athleticism almost pulled that in. He tipped it up with one hand. And I think 6 inches less on that ball, and it would have been 6 more points on the board.
Yeah, he had got behind the defenders. Like Cade Bulis coming into the game for Fort Morgan. Kyle Daniels split out to the right. Tate in the slot to the left with Marquez out to the wide receiver position. Shotgun formation, going to be a handoff to Toby, and he goes around this right side. He is going to get about 6 yards down to Elizabeth 46. So nice rumble there by Toby. Bring up a 3rd and 4 from the Cardinal 45.
Only Toby's second carry of the night. Mostly going to Tate.
So I formation. Marquez left, Daniels right. We wait for the snap, and I saw it. The Cardinals,
Yep.
yeah, they're going to go against Elizabeth.
So
See
we're
that?
not first down on penalty.
Yep. So first and 10 from the 40. It was a long snap, or a long count.
Right.
And that's what finally drew that right defensive end.
I'm sure Elizabeth's players are keyed up. You know, this is like their last hurrah to try and upset a big team. I don't know who they finish with next week. They've already played, I think, Lutheran. Maybe it's Lutheran, but.
So first and 10, Fort Morgan. They go off this right side, and not much there. They will finish up with Vista Peak at Vista Peak.
So another challenge for them.
So 2nd and 10.
They seem to have diagnosed that power play to the outside. And I think it's just that as soon as the ball snapped, they've got 2 or 3 linebackers slow in that way. If we can get some sort of counter or fake that and then throw it, we ought to be able to catch them.
So now Dawson Fricks split out to the right. I formation for Fort Morgan. Going to be a handoff over the left side to Tate as he follows the block of Toby. Looks like he slipped again. As he is going to be brought down just short of the 35.
Brought down by 25, Luke
So it's going to be a gain of
It'll be a 3rd down
4.
and 6 now for the Mustangs.
So 3rd and 6.
Now I know if we were playing at the next level, college, they'd be getting different cleats sometime between now and the next time he had to carry that ball so that he'd have better traction. But I think in high school they're pretty much stuck with what they bring.
Yeah. So 3rd and 6. And now we have,
There's a timeout on the field.
looks like Fort Morgan's going to call a timeout. So we'll take on with them with 7:26 here in this second period of play. Fort Morgan 21, Elizabeth nothing on B106 and B106.com. 21-0 Fort Morgan. 7:26 to go, first half of play as Fort Morgan is faced with a 3rd and 6 from the Cardinal 36. As they put Toby in motion, it's going to be a snap back to Trey as he tries to get outside. So they try to go kind of a wildcat type of play. But that did not work.
It'll be a 4th down now and about 8.
So 4th and 8 from the 38. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
they're really covering that outside. I think we're going to have to figure out somehow to run inside on them. But as we mentioned in the off the air, I mentioned to you, Brush is now up 12-0, and in another game that is in that league, Platte Valley is beating Sterling 15-0. So
I formation is going to be a look downfield. It's going to be a pass over on the left side, but well over the head of the intended receiver Marquez at about the 22. So that will be a turnover on downs by Fort Morgan. First time tonight that they have not put it in the end zone.
No, on that last one they stopped them, and we turned it over.
That's true.
The
Okay.
personal foul. So yeah, the last two drives by Fort Morgan stalling, and Elizabeth's got to have a little bit of, pride in that, even though they're down 21-0. And they're at least holding that vaunted Fort Morgan offense. They're just 21 at this point.
It'll be first and 10 Cardinals.
So the Cardinals first and 10 from the 38.
Yards to the end zone.
From their own 38.
Here we go.
With 6:38 left in this second period of play as they send receiver right, one left. Shotgun formation for Moon. They bring a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, out to the 40, the 45. There's going to be a flag thrown at about the 44.
However, there's a penalty marker on the field. There's a penalty marker.
So we'll see. Usually that would be the sign of a hold, but we will see as he ran it out to the 50. As they're still discussing it there between the referee and personal foul face mask.
Personal foul. It's a
Okay.
face mask penalty.
So he got all the way to the 50.
50.
So he got 12 yards on that run.
So that'll bring up a first down. So they'll mark off, 15 from the spot of the foul?
No, from the
From
end,
the
of, the
end of the
play.
run.
Added to the end of the play. So it was a first down
All the way down to the
35.
35.
And the result of
First
all of
and
this,
10.
ladies and gentlemen, is yet another
Down to the
Cardinal.
Fort Morgan 35.
First and 10 to the 35-yard line.
And it just goes to show the humor of a high school game. The flag's right where you said in holding, and some fan from Elizabeth screams out, "Come on!" And then they announce the personal foul. He's like, "Good flag." Same guy. So he's got a sense of humor.
So first and 10, men in motion left to right. It's going to be a keeper. And nice job there by
18, Cameron Moon on the keeper.
Fritzler
Gain on the play.
as he brings him down for about a 2-yard gain.
55. Mai.
So they'll bring up a 2nd and 8 from
Second
the
down and about 7.
33. So nice job there by Jacob Fritzler. 2nd and 8. Clock running 5:55 and counting here in this first half of play. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun formation. Waits for the snap, and he does get it. Looks out here to the left. It's going to be a pass, and it's going to be taken at the 10 and into the end zone for the touchdown. That will make the score now 21-6 with 5:41 to go. See who that was.
I think it was 40.
40. Christian Goddero.
Yeah, and I'm going to apologize up front. When we get to the stats at half and the end of the game, I'm not going to have individual stats on Elizabeth. Their numbers are so hard to read with dark red jerseys and then black numbers on them. So we're just going to go with team stats for them. But I'm getting all the Morgans.
So the kick is up, and it is good. So 5:41 to go. Fort Morgan 21, Elizabeth 7 on B106 and B106.com. 21-7 now, Fort Morgan over Elizabeth as Goddero takes it in on the pass from 33 yards out.
Yeah, it was a nice, well-conceived pass play. The defender was covering him inside, and he laid it just on the outside where he didn't have any help. And he was able to bring it in and run in untouched.
Moon has a nice pass. He has a nice touch on that ball. He laid it right in there to him as he got by Angelo Rivera.
And they ran enough times to kind of get Fort Morgan out of thinking pass rush and have to read that, play the run honestly.
So Daniels and Kimball stand back at their 10. As it is going to be a kick to Daniels at the 15, the 20, 25. There's an opening at the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got a block, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and he is going to be finally brought down in Elizabeth territory, clear down to the 21-yard line. Nice block set up along that right sideline, and Kyle Daniels takes it clear down to the Elizabeth 21.
Just so many good athletes on this Fort Morgan team. And And there Kyle Daniel shows his skill as a returner and sets up really good field position just at a time where Fort Morgan needs that momentum coming back.
5.5 minutes left.
So we'll see how long it takes for Fort Morgan to answer that touchdown that Elizabeth just put on the board.
Back to the field of play, first and 10.
About a 6-yard return. Full house backfield. It's going to be off to Toby around that left side. Guys, going blocking out there. Hurdles over one defender. And it is going to be brought down at about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So 2nd and 7. Where are they going to mark it? Yeah, it's going to be about the 17. So it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 18. Toby hurdled over the defender out there on that left side. Looks like we have Frank Rosales and John Hochnaudel lined up in front of Toby. So a power formation here for Fort Morgan. Long count, get off to Toby again over the right side. He gets it down inside the 15.
32 McBride on the carry.
Looks like he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line, a gain of 4.
He continues to add to his solo tackles.
So 3rd and 3 from the
It'll be a 3rd down and about 3.
14.
On defense.
Nice hard running there. And nice blocking by the 2 up backs as the whole line of scrimmage is just moving downfield in the big pack.
So kind of a different formation they're running now. We're going to have Tate and Hochnaudel lined up now in front of Toby. 3rd and 4 is going to be to Tate over this left side as he cuts that right side, but he is going to be short of the first down. I'm not sure he's going to gain much.
Yeah, he really needed to cut his losses and cut up field and get the first down on that, and he just kept letting them string him out. And that's Elizabeth's strategy, is we're not going to let you run outside. After we did several plays and he scored, we're going to keep you. You know, the ends are lining up outside. Their linebackers are lining up outside. We've got to run up the middle, I think.
Yeah, you know, maybe that him slipping earlier kind of made him not want to cut, but it's going to be 4th and 2 here. It's going to be to Toby right up the middle, and he is going to rumble clear into the end zone as he knocks down that last defender. So Toby McBride takes it in from 13 yards out for the Fort Morgan touchdown. Now 27-0 with 3:53 to go in this first half of play. So it took 4 plays.
Yeah, he rumbled in and then added a little emphasis at the end.
Yeah, he hit that kid pretty good lick right there that was kind of standing at the goal line, thought he was going to stop him, and Toby taught him different.
Yeah.
So wait for the PAT, and it is up. Hit the goal post, I believe, and went through. So 28-7, Fort Morgan at 3:53 to go in this first half of play. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. 28-7 now as Toby McBride takes it in from 13 yards out. 4-play drive as they took over from the 21 after Kyle Daniels returned it 64 yards to set up that drive for the Mustangs. So Franny with the ball teed up. Puts his foot into it. It's going to be kind of a short kick. It's going to be taken out about it's going to bounce at the 10. 15 tries to run that right side, but he is going to be tackled. I believe that is Keller. Jimmy Keller takes him down at the 16-yard line.
And a Colorado 7 league score. Lutheran 7, Weld Central 7 at Weld Central. Start of the second quarter there.
Huh.
So you just never know. That's why they play the game. You know, teams get fired up. I think here most people would be surprised that it's only 28-7. And Elizabeth, with their pride, staying with it. And
First and 10 Cardinals.
So 1st and 10, shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, put a man in motion right to left. Then it's going to be a handoff to the second man up and slammed to the ground.
On the carry, gain of about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a second down.
That is going to be a tackle by Trey McBride out to the, going to be a gain of 2 out to the 23. Excuse me, 23. Out to the 18. So 2nd and 8. As Fort Morgan leads this contest 28-7 as the clock is running with 3:10 to go here, first half of play. Shotgun formation, they put man in motion right to left once again. This time they hand it off as he gets that corner out there. But he's only going to get maybe a couple, maybe out to the 21. But not enough for the first down. So that'll bring up, let's see where they finally put it.
Bring up a 3rd down and 5.
At the 21.
Important announcement, if you are a junior cheerleader,
So 3rd and
make your way down to the
3rd and 5.
Track side. Again, if you are a junior
From the
cheerleader
21.
Tonight, please begin to make
And that man
your
they
way
keep putting
down
in
to the
motion, I
track
believe,
side.
is that
And someone will be there to greet you.
Tyler Curtis, I believe, is 86. That's who they've been putting in motion.
They haven't really handed off to him yet, I think once maybe today.
So pass out here to this right side, knocked down by Trey McBride.
13, McBride. It'll bring up a 4th down and 5.
That's
Cardinals send
Trey has
out
had a number of
back to kick
pass
will be
deflections this year.
Tyler Curtis.
Right. And earlier in the game, Moon was sitting back and waiting for him to jump and then throwing as he came back down. And that time, I think he was in a little bit more of a rush to throw. And great defensive play by Trey.
Cardinals on
No, he didn't roll out that time. He just kind of stayed in the pocket, and I
Right.
think Fort Morgan was kind of crashing that pocket a little bit. So an end-over-end kick. Kyle Daniels at the 45. We have a flag thrown in the pile here.
There's a penalty marker on the field. Penalty
As
marker.
Kyle gets it down into Cardinal territory to about the 42.
Officials are getting a workout tonight.
And I think that one official has been the thrower of a lot of flags. Maybe he has a new flag and he wants to break it in. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what the call is. Could be a holding or a block or a personal foul face mask. It's hard to
Personal
tell.
foul, face mask, Elizabeth.
And that is a personal foul. It's a face
I thought maybe he was just cold and trying to keep his circulation going with that
Right.
arm movement. I'll throw a flag or two up here if I can keep my hands warm.
All right.
So 1st and 10 Fort Morgan after that
It'll be a 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan.
penalty, and that takes it clear down to the
26.
26.
Yard line, 1st and 10 Fort Morgan. Cardinals on
So
defense.
plenty of time, 2:17 left here for Fort Morgan to get this in the end zone. I formation for the Mustangs. Handoff to Toby up the middle. Not quite as much there as there has been.
32
As he might get one down to the 25.
Brought down initially by number
We're going to
7.
give him one, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
They seem to be playing tough inside, and we're having a hard time running outside. I just, you got to give credit to this Elizabeth defense that, undersized and certainly not having the success Fort Morgan's had, is able to do a decent job on stopping Fort Morgan.
Less than 2 minutes in the half.
So 2nd and 9. We're down to 1:38 left in this first half of play. Daniels to the right, Marquez to the left. I formation. Handoff once again to Toby. No, Trey has it.
13 McBride
Yeah, there's a
on the
fumble.
carry. Brought down
Okay.
Someone broke through there, and
Knocked it out of Toby's hands.
Wyatt Peace with help from his friends.
So Trey picks it up, but it's going to be a loss back to the 33.
so Trey has to absorb that 8-yard loss on his run. And he only had one other run, and that was for -2, and he ran the Wildcat, and that didn't work too good for us. So looks like we may go into half, just up 21.
Under a minute to play here at Elizabeth with Fort Morgan up 28-7. Shotgun formation. Knapp got a man wide open to Trey. It's going to be intercepted though at about the 5. Taken up across the 10, the 15. And finally going to be brought down out about the 25. Dalen just didn't quite lead him far enough or throw it soon enough because he was open.
It'll be 1st and 10.
But the ball
Cardinals,
intercepted
35 seconds
with
left
35
in the half.
seconds
Cardinals
left here in the
have all
first
three timeouts.
half. So the Cardinals will have it 1st and 10 from the 25.
End zone, and here we go.
Certainly not what I thought would happen, but with only 35 seconds left, it's going to be tough for any high school team to drive 75 yards and score.
We'll see if they come out and try to do some passing here. 2 receivers out to the left. Two receivers right, shotgun formation. So they wait the snap. It snapped back. He is being hounded in the backfield, runs out to his right, throws it downfield, but he is going to throw it out of bounds.
Cameron Moon electing to throw it out of bounds.
Yep.
Smart
That will
decision.
looks like he's
It'll be 2nd down and 10.
ref is standing back about the. No, I thought maybe he had stepped out of bounds, but maybe not before he threw it. But it's going to be 2nd and 10.
And Fort Morgan coaches talking to the official about as he threw the ball, block in the back by one of the Elizabeth
Yes.
linemen. But
I saw somebody go flying over there. 29 seconds to go here. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Moon rolls out. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be over the head of the intended receiver.
Screen pass.
I believe that's Curtis. Tyler Curtis, a 5'11 senior. So it brings up 3rd and
Everyone involved in Kitty Camp Cheer, please
10.
make your way down to the
and Rosales was in there putting the pressure on him.
Already, there will be 2 performances at the half, ladies and gentlemen. Cheer, in addition to the Cardinal Drive marching band.
25 seconds left.
It is also senior night.
Kind of an anticlimactic
Senior recognition.
game, I guess. It's like you start to get excited, and then there really isn't. Neither team is really playing great. Fort Morgan's really playing solid with 28 points, but
Shotgun formation. Put a man in motion. Going to be handoff right to left as they cut it back in. But Anthony Arroyo
Tyler Curtis on the end
stops
around.
Curtis at the 25, so it'll be a no gain.
Bring up a 4th down and 10.
they'll
looks
probably
like
let the
if-
clock run out.
Fort Morgan is going to call timeout.
Timeout on the field.
Looks like. So
Timeout
we will
called
keep
by
it here.
That is their 2nd timeout of the half.
This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Early Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East.
Well, we have this lull. I'd like to say that our hearts go out to the West Grand High School football team. If you haven't heard, fans, their quarterback, J.D. Guess, a sophomore, was driving home after practice earlier this week and got in a wreck and was killed. Just a reminder of how tenuous life can be and how we need to celebrate the lives of our youth as they enjoy the activities like the football game tonight.
Yep.
After field of play, it'll be a 4th down and
You never
10.
know,
Active
so-
punt for the Cardinals, number 86, Tyler Curtis. Back to return, number 11.
So 4th down here as Elizabeth will have to punt.
Fort Morgan
third.
really hasn't tried to block one yet today with a lot of earnest, so maybe this will be the one that they go for.
Oh, almost over his head. Oh, a terrible kick. Is this going to come out of bounds? So with 9 seconds, we'll see. Maybe they'll run Franny in for a field goal attempt. I don't know.
The ball is kicked out of bounds at about the 32-yard
So
line
we
of the
will-
Cardinals.
That would put it back at the 38, 39. That'd be 50 yards. I don't know.
Stay tuned for entertainment. Also, the merchandise booth
You could
is
try that.
open.
The only downside to that is having to kick it that far, whether they block it or run
Yeah.
it back or something. I think maybe take another shot at the end zone.
So we'll see what Fort Morgan comes out. They're going to come out Daniels to the right, Marquez left. I think it's going to be the I formation for Fort Morgan. As Dalen, going to be a pass out here to Daniels, and he gets out of bounds. Maybe they're just trying to set up.
Out of bounds.
Get a few more yards.
Left in the half.
I'm not
And
sure
there's
if
another timeout on the field by Fort Morgan.
Fort Morgan takes time out, but we'll just keep it here for right now. And they're going to run Franny out. That will bring up a 2nd and about 5 from the 28. So it was just a quick hitch to Kyle Daniels that netted about 5 yards.
And only Dalen's second completion on the night. He's not having as good a night as he had the other day. He's only 2 of 7 attempts and has 1 interception and 1 sack.
So we'll see. He'll be kicking from the right hash mark.
This will be a 45-yard.
It's a 45. John Hochnaudl kicked one last week. I believe it was 38 yards, I believe. So Franny patting the ground down there where Dalen is going to put the ball down. And the snap is back. The ball is down, and the kick is going to be short and off to the left. That will bring the first half to a close. So at the end of the first half, Fort Morgan 28, Elizabeth 7 on B106 and B106.com. Back here with more of the halftime show here at Elizabeth. Mustangs up 28-7. Other games going on tonight in the Colorado 7 League. We have Vista Peak at Fort Lupton. Inglewood is at Skyview. And Lutheran is at Weld Central. And I think you had a couple of scores from them before, didn't you, on those?
Right. I think Lutheran was tied with Weld Central at 7. I haven't seen an update on that. I'll take a look at that. But, yeah, on a chilly night, it's probably, 30 degrees, 32 degrees here.
Yep.
And definitely keeping us awake. But it's our pleasure to be here bringing the game to you folks back there, sitting in your warm cars or homes.
So while he's looking up those scores, the standings in the Colorado 7, Fort Morgan is leads at 5-0, Lutheran at 4-1, Vista Peak and Weld Central each with 3-2, Skyview at 2-3, Inglewood, Elizabeth, and Fort Lupton all come in at 1-4. And if Fort Morgan wins tonight, then they will clinch the Colorado 7 League Championship.
Right, and I think they would have to share it, but they'd still on head-to-head be first place. Well, I guess next week there's always that chance. But yeah, looking at the scores, kind of a surprise. Weld Central's up 13-7 against Lutheran at home. Vista Peak has put 30 on Fort Lupton, so they're up 30-0 on Fort Lupton in the second. No score from Skyview and Inglewood. Possibly no one's there to report it, as neither of those teams have a lot of support at this point in the season. And the Mustangs are back out. They look like maybe some of them are looking like it's cold in there, but the majority of them are fired up and want to get going.
Get warmed up. The Fort Morgan will be home next week. Will be senior night, 7 o'clock here on B106 and B106.com, as that will be the last regular season game, and we'll look forward to the playoffs and how the wild card situation plays out.
Right, definitely the last game under the lights for the year, most likely, because in 3A they don't have too many Friday night games. But we were looking at it as you're looking that up. One of the things we talked about is it was announced, I guess this week, maybe it's been in the works before, but the state is changing the way that they pick who's going to make the playoffs. And in the past 4 years, they've been using wild card point system, which kept us out 2 years ago when we were 7-3, and we're second in the league because of the quality of our opponents was not as good as the quality of opponents of some 6-4 teams. The big thing is they're going to a system called RPI, which is relative something index.
Yeah.
I had it earlier.
Yeah.
And looking at it, according to Colorado Preps, it would really mess things up because there would be a 3-5 team making the playoffs at this point over a 4-4 team that beat them earlier in the season. For example, Lutheran, I think, beat Vista Peak? But Vista Peak would make the playoffs and Lutheran wouldn't. So if they go to that, it's going to be even worse than what it was before.
Yeah, and right now that would put Fort Morgan would still be in the playoffs. Right now we're standing at 5th, and wild card points, but in that situation we would be down to 11th. So, but even winning the league, you'd still have a first round home game. So,
right, and just being the league champion would guarantee us a home game, and depending on how high that seed is, if we're above 4, we'd be on the road that second week, regardless, because either the home team would have a higher rank or the visiting team would have had a visiting, an away game.
An away game, yep.
But looks like the road to the championship is going to go through some familiar places, hopefully a rematch with Rifle. Definitely Roosevelt playing great football right now. Holy Family struggling with Meade, but Meade's also 7-1, I think, on the season. So a lot of good teams coming out of that Northern League, and certainly on the western slope, Rifle and Delta and
Eagle Valley,
Palisade.
Delta, yeah.
All great teams over there. So you'll just have to wait and see how they shake it out. And as Coach said in his halftime speech, whatever game we're playing, that's the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, it's the only one we got.
Yep.
So he said once the biggest game gets here, he said we've already played that game. So I like his way of thinking, and you don't look downfield, you don't look past what you're doing, because if you do, it's going to come up and bite you. So
certainly sets a bad precedent in the minds of your players that you can never look past anyone. You always have to respect your opponent. And tonight's going to be a good example of that, because when they get home, I'm sure they're going to look back on this and say, Elizabeth did some things that made us work a lot harder than we thought we were going to have to.
And and it's good for them. They know what they need to work on before they get into the playoff situation. So it's not going to be an easy ride, that's for sure. There's a lot of quality teams out there. Pueblo East is still doing real good again, and they won it last year, and they're leading that Southern League again. So they're pretty stout. So
I think it's going to be a big shock for Fort Morgan getting into the playoffs, because we have not really played an absolute quality team, all season long. You could argue that Brush up 12-0 on Eaton first half, but other than that, who have we played that has very many victories? I think Vista Peak has 4, and they end up with 5 for the year.
Yep. So we will see how this shakes out here in the second half of play. Cardinals kick off to Kyle Daniels at the 15. The 20 goes clear across to the left side of the field, cuts it up at the 25-20. And finally taken down at the 35.
The 35-yard line, it'll be a 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan.
So 1st and 10 from the 35 for Fort Morgan.
We'll see what adjustments halftime brings for the Mustangs.
See if they come out in their I formation. That's the way it looks like it's going to start. Marquez to the left. Daniels right. Knapp goes under center. Going to be a handoff to Tate over this left side. Breaks through the first initial line, and he gets it across midfield up to or down to Cardinal territory as he gets it to the Cardinal 48.
And on that play, they ran off tackle, and they ran kind of a misdirection. So I think maybe they're saying, you want to overplay our outside and stack the absolute middle, we'll run off tackle, and we'll do a little misdirection like you did on us.
So I formation once again. Marquez and Daniel split left and right. It's going to be handoff to Toby this time. He's going to be stopped fairly short. He's going to get maybe 3 down to the 35. So that'll bring up 2nd and 7 from the 45.
Yep, and Elizabeth's offense or defensive line is standing tall. They're really plugging up that middle. Need to get a little better blocking.
2nd down to Tate Kimball around the right side. Follows his Nate Cage as he is going to get down into first down territory as he picks up almost 10, I believe, down to the 36. So gain of 9. So nice run there by Tate Kimball as he was following. I believe that was Nate Cage that he was behind. So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan. I formation once again. Daniels split to the right, handoff to Tater on that left side. He jukes back up into the center, but he's going to be hit. He's going to get a gain of
Kimball on the carry, brought down by
about
another
5, it
8.
looks like, down to the 32.
As well as a number of others.
Yeah, let's see, they didn't mark that at the 36, so
Gonna bring up a 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 from the 32.
Kind of the old 4 yards in a cloud of dust mentality so far this half, but every play has been positive, and we keep racking up new first downs.
So I formation is going to be handoff over this to the right side to Kimball. So he breaks it down inside the 30, down to the 28,
Kimball brought down by 44 wide.
27-yard line.
Short of the first down, it's going to be a 3rd down,
So
about
about
1 yard.
3rd and 1 from the 27.
And a little bit of a long one, but 1 yard statistically. And we got 2 plays to get it. I think as long as Fort Morgan keeps running downhill, and that's really what they're doing right now. And even when they went to the outside, Tate was looking to get the yards, not necessarily dance and go all the way.
I formation for the Mustangs, as it looks like Elizabeth jumped
Marker on the play. It appears it's going to be an offside penalty.
off,
against the defense.
dead ball offside on Elizabeth, so that will give him the first down.
First down for the Mustangs.
So that was an easy way to pick it up.
And the Elizabeth faithful yell, "Come on, ref!" And I don't know, I'm another 30, 40 yards away from where the fan was, and I could see that clear as day.
So 1st and 10 from the 22, handoff to Kimball over this right side. It's open as he goes across the 20, the 15, pulled out of a tackle. And finally out of bounds. We got a flag back about the 22-yard line.
Pushed out of bounds
Right where
by
the holding would be.
number 88. There is a penalty marker on the play.
So we will see what it is. I would almost bet the ranch that it's a holding, but if I'd have done that earlier, I'd have lost the ranch.
That's right. They've got us confused up here.
I don't know how you can.
Oh,
Okay.
now they did the submarining, and
I just lost the ranch.
oh,
Below the waist against the
So apparently a block below the waist, I believe, is on the defense.
so he got down to the 13. So we're
Yep.
going to give him 9 yards on that, and then the penalty. So 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 6.
penalty is half the distance
Ah,
to the
that's-
goal, which brings up a 1st down and goal.
You know, and how often do you see that play called? It's not a very normal penalty.
No. So I formation for the Mustangs as they're 6 yards from pay dirt, leading 28-7 with 8:52 here in this 3rd period. Going to be a handoff to Tate, so he gets it maybe to the 5.
Kimball on the carry.
Looks like they're going to mark it maybe down to the 4, so it'll be a gain of 2.
Met initially by number 32, Reese Ullery.
So
as well as
2nd
the
and
rest
goal.
of the defensive line. Short gain on the
And that one
play.
I don't understand. If you're going to run up the middle, just do a quick hitter to Toby. He's going to carry the pile, the 3 or 4 yards that you need to
Yeah.
score.
Yeah, don't kill your tailback going up the middle. I formation, Daniels right, Marquez left.
And they have no one covering the center. If you just did a quarterback sneak, you get halfway there.
Waits for the snap, and it's going to be to Tater on that left side as he pulls away from the tackle, and he is going to go into the end zone untouched on the left side. 3rd touchdown for Tate Kimball. Puts the score now 34-7 with the PAT coming up.
Yep, and just ran inside enough times that they started keying inside and kind of looked like we were going to run inside, and he broke it outside on that one. Going back to that lineman, You know, when
Extra point try, number 5,
went back when I coached, and of course it was at Fort Morgan Middle School, but we always had a rule that if the quarterback went up and there was no one on the center, he could sneak it in any time.
And it's open. That was open, like you said. There was a clear avenue there. Kick is up and good once again for Franny Gonzalez. So 35-7 now, Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com. With Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel here at Elizabeth High School. Julie Garcia doing the boards for us tonight back in Fort Morgan. Pete Kimball takes it in from 4 yards out for the touchdown. The PAT good, 35-7 Fort Morgan. As Franny gets ready to kick off to Englewood, and that was last week, to Elizabeth.
Yep, Lutheran up on Weld Central now, 14-13.
Kickoff going to be taken at the 15, the 20. Runs it outside, the 25, cuts it back up the middle to the 30, and a host of Mustangs. Looks like Cade Bulis and Austin Bredenbach on the tackle. So the Cardinals first and 10 from the 31.
And Elizabeth really had pretty good field position. We're not pinning them down like we did before. Although as that pumpkin gets a little colder, Randy can't kick it near as far.
Yeah.
You know, the air compresses and the legs get tight.
So shotgun formation going to roll out to his right. He is hounded by Trey, but the pass is complete, and it's going to be, they're going to mark him a couple yards short, it looks like. It's going to be 2nd and 2 from the 39.
Kind of a comeback play on that where receiver went downfield, ran off the defense, and then came back.
So Moon getting out of the pocket. He had a nice block from his back to free him up for some more time. Shotgun formation once again. Put a man in motion right to left. It's going to be a keeper by Moon. And he is going to be short of the first down. We got somebody for Fort Morgan holding their knee. Is that Trey?
I don't know, but it was a really good tackle by Fritzler as he read that and filled that play. And yeah, I think it is Trey. He's on this side.
So short of the first down. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
She's here every game to support kids
from the 40.
Thank you, Megan.
So we will see what Trey looked like. He was holding his knee. I don't know.
And Fort Morgan usually travels with a trainer. Maybe he has the weekend off or something.
So it looks like Trenton Forbes is going to be coming in. Putting some pressure on it, putting his weight on it. So maybe he got it hyperextended or something. And
well, let's hope that's not anything serious, because we definitely need him having a good plan. He's pointing to the coach that they hit him on the side, and that's how knee injuries happen. You get your knee buckled under when you have some weight on it.
Yep. You get rolled over on or somebody.
So big 3rd down play here. Elizabeth not really a power running team, so they are going to come out of the under center, though.
3rd and short.
Down and short. Here we go.
As Moon does go under center, and he is going to be stacked up. This guy on this side is going to give him the. Oh, that's a terrible. Okay, it's going to be short of the first down. I thought the way the side judge was going out there, I thought he was going to give him a yard. And
he still gave him more than.
He gave him more than what he should have.
Yeah.
So Trenton Forbes goes back off. It's going to bring up a 4th and no gain on that one. So 4th and short.
It's 4th down and about a half a yard for the Cardinals.
From the 40. I don't know who I saw Trenton Forbes take off. I'm trying to see who this right. That's Nate Cage on this right end. Austin Bredenbach playing that right defensive end. going to a shotgun formation for
Third quarter.
the Cardinals. Put a man in motion. It's going to be a keeper by the quarterback, and he is going to be brought down short of the first down. He is going to be maybe even lose a couple inches, so that'll be turnover on downs
First down. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
for Fort Morgan. Nice job there by Fort Morgan to stop Moon as he tried to take it up the middle once again and came up short.
Yep, good defensive stand there, and Elizabeth giving up great field position. Fort Morgan starts on Elizabeth's 40-yard line.
So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan with 6:34 to go. Third period up 35-7. Yeah, I see Trey's back in there, so that's a good sign.
We'll see how he runs.
Yeah. I formation for the Mustangs. Kimball over that left side. Going to be a
Penalty marker.
Hold there.
penalty.
Trey,
Looks like
maybe.
it's going to be a penalty on Trey. Probably going to be holding. But Tate did get it down to about the 37, but that'll set him back
Spot foul. It'll be 10 yards.
10.
The marker
So it's
is
going to bring up about a
first down. Will be
1st and 21.
So it'll be a first and 21.
That's a big penalty.
Right.
1st and 21. That's a lot to have to overcome, but they have seemed to be doing it this year. Although they have cut down on the penalties tonight, pretty much. I think they had 10 penalties again last week. At 1st and 21 from their own 49. Shotgun formation, receiver split left and right. Knapp hands off to Toby McBride. He gets it into Cardinal territory down to the
Brought down initially.
49.
Adam Melcher. Short gain
it'll
on the play.
bring up
It's gonna bring
a
up second down and about 19.
2nd and 19 from the Cardinal 49.
Once again, let's give a big round of applause.
Again, those
to the
defensive
volleyball
tackles,
team.
guards, whatever you want to call them, for Elizabeth, doing a good job of just
Good job. Volleyball.
taking up a couple men, and then the linebacker's able to fill in and stop Toby before he gets rumbling.
They play Castleview at 8 a.m. with 3
Taking about 3 or 4 guys to bring him down. But still 2nd and long for Fort Morgan. Is now they're going to go into a power formation. Looks like they brought Franklin Rosales in. Or is that Hokenall? I can't. It's Franklin Rosales. And they give it to George Perea as he comes in to run the ball. Takes it down to the 44.
Colton Klein. And on that note, Colton
Looks like they'll
Klein
punt
leads the
and
team
maybe pin
in
'em deep.
total tackles, both
Yeah, it's only
solo and
third,
assist.
so-
With that last
Oh,
tackle,
that
he
would
just
be a bad-
exceeded
Don't
70
punch
thing to
tackles
punt there, huh?
this season. Good job, Colton.
We're going to work on our punting game tonight, good boys.
Yep. We're not going to take more than 3 downs.
If you can't get a first down in three plays, we're punting. Snap back, shotgun formation. Deep pass down the right sideline, and that's going to be taken in by Kyle Daniels at the 4 and into the end zone as he wrestled it away from the defender. Nice takedown by Kyle Daniels. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown with 4:43 to go.
And that had some good touch to it and landed it right where only he could catch it.
Yeah, and there was a defender right there, and he just wrestled it away from him. That was great.
That was an awesome play. And it's going to be 42-7 after this extra point.
So, touchdown to Kyle Daniels.
In for the extra point try, number 5, Gonzalez.
44-yard pass play. Franny Gonzalez, ball is down. The kick is up and spins through.
Good.
So with 4:43 to go, third period, Fort Morgan 42,
Bring Fort Morgan up to 42.
Elizabeth 7. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com.
Congratulations to Cross.
42-7 after that 44-yard pass play from Dalen Knapp to Kyle Daniels.
86.
PAT good for Franny Gonzalez.
Few scores. The Wiggins at home against Yuma up 29-0. Eaton has come back and made it 6-12. Brush still leading that. Platte Valley's extending to 28-0 over Sterling.
So Fort Morgan ready to kick off once again. Franny approaches a little deeper kick this time, about the 8, out across the 10, the 15, the 20. Goes back inside, and we have a hold. It took a while for the flag to come out, but
Tyler Curtis with another great return. However,
Curtis out to the
there's a penalty
33-yard line, but that will be taken back from about the 20.
Cardinals, it is a spot foul. It'll be
So that'll bring up a
10
first
yards.
and 10 from the 10 or in there someplace. With 4:34 to go here in this third period, Fort Morgan up 42-7. A workmanlike job done here tonight by the Mustangs.
Yeah, definitely on those last two drives.
So
I think there's a little moisture in the air. The papers are getting a little wet, and the phone's fogging up.
Yep.
Only 90 yards to the end zone, and here we go.
Very positive PA announcer. Only 90 yards to the end zone. They put Curtis in motion right to left, and it's going to be a keeper by Moon, and he is going to get it out to the 14-yard line.
Second down and 6.
Yeah, that deep in your own territory, you pretty much have to try and run it to get a little bit of room for your punter, and good carry by him.
Cameron Moon is the quarterback, a 6', 200-pound senior.
Although he's only got a negative 8 yards coming into the game for the whole season, because they must count his sacks against him as running. Only thing I can think of.
They put Curtis in motion right to left and hand off over the left side.
He's got the first.
That should be enough for the first down.
And the officials confirm, ladies and
So it
gentlemen,
will
the
be a
result is
first
another
and
Cardinal.
10 from the 20. I believe that was Curtis that took that, the necessary yardage. Curtis is lined up in the slot to the left with a wide receiver out beyond him and then a receiver out to the right. Shotgun formation. Moon looks back, and it's going to be knocked away. Nice job out here on the corner by Tyler Dunn. As he reaches in and knocks that ball out of the hand of Goddard.
Yeah, it seems like the Fort Morgan defenders are playing a little closer up to the line, trying to stop that short passing, maybe daring him to go deep on us.
So second and 10.
And good news, Trey is out there playing defense and doesn't seem to be limping or anything.
Just kind of a stinger maybe on his left side, or seems to be doing okay though. Look, Fort Morgan's bringing the house. Oh, it just gets by Toby. The pass is going to be downfield and it's going to be incomplete. Good, excellent diving attempt by Austin Tucker. But comes up just a little bit short as Moon was rushed out of the pocket to the right. And he was running for his life because Toby McBride was hunting him down.
And you know, I'm not sure why our defenders, they always try and cut in front of the blocker instead of, or behind the blocker and get to him instead of going in front of him. They just get that better angle. I think, especially Toby, he could knock the blocker into the quarterback. But they seem to be trying to do it, and one time it worked for Toby, and everybody continues to do that.
So shotgun formation, rolls out to his right, looks to back. It's going to be a pass play over here out into the flat, and he is going to be brought down short of the first down. He's only going to get about maybe 2 yards. Let's see where they finally mark it at the 20. Looks like the 22, so it's only a gain of 2, so it'll bring up a 4th and 8. Almost like really a screen pass. He rolled out to his right and then threw back to the left. So 4th and 8 from the 22. As he does go down inbounds to keep that clock moving.
Right.
So Daniels and Kimball stand back about their 45. Snap back. Nice punt to Daniels as he gets it at the 45 at the 40 and holds on to that ball as he is finally taken down in Cardinal territory at the 34-yard line. First and 10, Fort Morgan from the 34.
2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Have your raffle tickets ready. Remember, at the end
With 2:37 left.
34 yards from running clock for the fourth quarter, which, with the cold temperature, we won't complain about tonight.
So Trey is going to line up as a wide receiver to the right. Maybe they're going to try and put him out there on a little shorter defensive back, see if they can hit him going down the sideline. But it's going to be a handoff to Franklin Rosales up the middle, and Franklin takes it almost 9 yards.
31 Rosales on the carry. Brought down by
So they had Rosales
Davies. It'll bring up a second down and short.
in the backyard, in the backfield. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 2 from the 26.
And he's only the second running back coming in off the bench, other than the 2 plays by Dalen and Trey.
Knapp under center once again. Put Tate in motion right to left. It's going to be a handoff to Franklin as he gets it across the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Franklin Rosales takes it in from 26 yards out for the touchdown. Nice job there by Franklin with 1:51 to go here in this third period of play.
And they have not told the clock operator that 48 minus 7 is 41.
So we need to keep this thing cranking
There
here.
we go.
So touchdown Franklin Rosales.
Good for him. We always like to share the wealth and the scores around. I'm sure Tate's probably thinking, I've scored enough tonight, let someone else score. It's such a team atmosphere for the Mustangs this year. They all just cheer for each other, and they're happy no matter who it is.
Franny waits for the snap back and the hold by Knapp. And snap back. The kick is up and good once again. So 112 and counting. The Fort Morgan Mustangs now up 49-7 on B106 and B106.com. 49-7 Fort Morgan after Franklin Rosales takes it in from 26 yards out. PAT once again good by Franny Gonzalez. So down to 14 seconds and counting, down to 10 now. We'll see if they get this kickoff before the clock runs out. It looks like clock runs out. So at the end of the third quarter, Fort Morgan up 49-7 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Elizabeth High School with Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. Fort Morgan now up 49-7. Franny Gonzalez to kick off after Franklin Rosales takes it in from 26 yards out. Kickoff is taken about the 5, up to 10, the 15, the 20, and then taken down at about the 21.
It'll be a first and 10.
So we'll see where they
at the 21-yard line.
is first and 10 from the 21.
And I think if you look at the field, it almost looks like it's maybe frosting over a little bit, a little bit of dew on it.
Looks
and
like
it's,
that.
A little bit of a sheen. Winter is coming, as they say.
Yes.
But we really can't complain. We don't have it raining on us and the wind isn't blowing.
No snow. So first and 10, shotgun formation. Send Curtis in motion. Deep pass down that left east sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Looks like it was right there. Might have been just out to the left of him there a little bit. But that brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 21.
Good coverage downfield by Nate Gertner.
He has been a real blessing for this team, coming out for the first time in his high school career and doing a wonderful job there at defensive back.
Yep. Fine young man playing some good football for the Mustangs.
Yep. shotgun formation once again. He rolls out to his left, and he is going to be hit by Austin Breedenbach at the 10. They're going to mark him down about the 12, but sack on the play by Breedenbach.
Loss on the play is going to bring up a third down and long for the
So 3rd and 18.
Nice loss of 9 on that. 18, 19 yards.
Yep. Sack on that play. 3rd down. About 18 from the 12. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun formation for Moon. See which way he rolls out this time. He doesn't roll out, and he is going to be sacked again at about the 5, and that is going to be Toby McBride. And who else was that? Was that, trying to see who's running off there.
Number 86, Tyler Curtis, back to kick.
Is that
Might
Fritzler?
be Fritzler. They ganged up on him at the 5.
As well as number 20, Kimball.
So a loss of 7. Back to the 5. Bring up 4th and very long. They do get the punt off. It's a nice punt. Daniels takes it at the 45, spins out of that tackle across the 30, 35, or down to the 20, 10, and hits a kid about the 3 and bowls his way into the end zone, but it looks like we have a flag sitting at the 5th. No, maybe that's just a piece of paper. Okay, Kyle Daniels takes it in. Where did he grab that at? About the 40?
Yeah, I'd say the 40.
40, so he takes it back 40 yards for the touchdown.
Roy Watson, he won a ton of money, and guess what?
So that puts the score now at 55-7. Kyle Daniels with the 40-yard punt return.
And after a valiant effort first half by the Cardinals, or at least first quarter and a half, I think now the cold settling in on them is, I think Chisholm was talking about in the pregame interview, when it's cold like this, you want to be the one laying the hits, not taking them.
Yeah.
And boy, Fort Morgan, on that last play, the safety tried to stop McDaniels. He is taller and bigger, and McDaniels lowered his shoulder and bowled him over and stayed on his feet for a touchdown.
So waiting for the point after try here by Franny as the clock runs at 7:45 is left in the 4th period. And they're waiting just as long as they can before they snap, and it is back, and the kick is up, and once again is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boosters.
So that puts the score now at 56-7. Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com. 56-7, Fort Morgan. Franny Gonzalez with the ball on the tee. Kick is up and goes down to about the 8, 10, the 15, the 20. Stutters back there, and that's going to lead to a tackle at about the 21-yard line. So the Cardinals
6 minutes and counting in the game.
First,
remember, stay tuned for fireworks afterwards.
1st and 10 from the 21.
And with the score 56-7, I cannot imagine anyone calling a timeout for any strategic reason.
I'd have to have a talk with them if they do.
But I'm not going to bet the ranch.
No, I've already lost it tonight, so I can't bet it again. So 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 21. Cardinals shotgun formation as they send Davis in motion around the right side. Has a wall of blockers out here, and he is going to end up going out of bounds at about the 25.
About 5 yards on the play. It's going to be second down now.
Let's see. It'll be 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4. And our public service announcement right now is you set your clocks back an hour this weekend.
Right, an extra hour of sleep tomorrow night.
That's right. Sunday morning, so make sure you set it back or you're going to be little early getting places. So
it'll seem bright when you go to work.
Dark when you get home. It's like a screenplay over on that left side. And breaks the tackle out here at the 30, 35, 40, finally goes out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Good gain on the play, and that results in another
So that'll be a
Cardinal.
1st and 10. Elizabeth
By
from
way,
the
ladies and gentlemen,
42.
Cameron Moon, passing yards this season with that last
17
completion,
yards on that
he's
screen.
1,300 passing yards.
That's
So far
something
this
that
season.
Fort
Good
Morgan
job, Cameron Moon.
has kind of been susceptible to
He has a quarterback
historically, but this year no one's really thrown too many screen passes against us.
Not too much.
Well above the national
Down to
average of the high school
424.
level. Good job, Cameron Moon.
And counting here. 4th period of play. Fort Morgan up 56-7. Moon once again shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 1 right. They put Curtis in motion, but it's going to be a keeper by Moon as he goes up the middle, gets it across the 45.
Cameron on the keeper. Good
And
game
out
on
to
play.
the
It's gonna bring
40
up a second down, maybe 6 or 7.
or the 46 possibly, so it'll bring up a 2nd down. Let's see, it's from the just outside the 41. Or the 46, excuse me. So bring up a 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4. One receiver left, 2 right. Shotgun formation for Moon. Snap back and he rolls out to his left, being chased out there, and he throws the ball. It's going to be caught. Be enough for 1st down yardage into Fort Morgan territory at the 46.
Good gain on the play, and that will result in a Cardinal.
So 1st down play there, or 2nd down play that results in a 1st down. So 1st and 10 from the Mustang 46-yard line.
And I don't think the starters are in any longer. I see Perea out there at left corner, and can't see who it
Arroyo.
is.
Arroyo's out here on the receiver out here. It's hard to see when we're sitting from the side, but shotgun formation. Moon rolls out to his right, looks downfield, being chased past downfield, and that's going to be caught but out of bounds. We'll bring up
Pass is complete to
2nd
Goudreau.
and 10 from the 46. With 2:25 and counting here.
Elizabeth having a little more time, Moon having a little more time to pass with the 2nd teamers in there for Fort Morgan, but they're also fresh and they're running hard trying to get that sack. 77, who's that now?
77 is Trenton Forbes.
Looks like he's playing nose guard right now.
So this was a 28-7 score at halftime. Moon rolls out here to his right, and his pass is going to
Pass is incomplete.
come up short of his intended receiver.
We are the best fans in all of high school
As
football.
that will bring up a
Please
3rd
join me in
and
giving
10
a big
from the
round of applause
46.
To the Fort Morgan Mustangs, their fans and their coaches. They played a very good game tonight.
PA announcer here giving credit to Fort Morgan and their team, their coaches, and their fans.
I think he said something about the radio announcers too, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard something in there, but I'm not sure. So go ahead.
I was going to say, and we always get really nice treatment from all these people that we come to watch their games.
Always very cordial wherever we go. So shotgun, and he is going to be brought down. Well, he might get back up. Not going to be a sack. He'll get some positive yardage out of it.
Fights his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Trying to see, number 52 is out there. Jared Wilgenberg. And with also John Hoeknadel out there. We're down to 46 seconds and counting here.
Game well played tonight.
So 4th and 9 from the 45 of Fort Morgan.
Got a young team, and they're going to come back even stronger.
We should have about one more play as they send a receiver right to left. Shotgun formation for Moon. He steps back. He is going to be hit as he throws, and it's going to be intercepted. Is that right? Oh, and then dropped. So it's going to be an incomplete pass, but that'll bring this. They won't have time to get another. Fort Morgan won't send anybody out for the play. So that's how this game will come to an end. So congratulations to the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they are Colorado 7 League champions for 2015. as they win this 56-7. We will be back with the post-game show in 3 minutes on B106 and B106.com. Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. We better get this taken care of because they're shutting the lights out. So the Mustangs win this one going away 56-7. It was a 28-7 game at halftime. Fort Morgan gets the first possession in 8 plays. Take it in. Tate Kimball takes it in from 4 yards out. PAT is good by Franny Gonzalez, 35-7 lead. Cardinals with a 3-and-out. Fort Morgan gets the ball back. They go 3 plays on a pass play to Kyle Daniels. PAT good once again, 42-7. Fort Morgan on 2 plays take it in from Rosales takes it in from 26 yards out. PAT good once again for the 49-7 lead for Fort Morgan. That came with a 1:11 left in the third period. Fort Morgan then gets Elizabeth punts and Kyle Daniels takes it back 40 yards for the punt return. The PAT good 56-7, and that's how the game came to an end. And I believe Kevin's got some numbers for us.
I have all the individual stats, but as you said, they're turning off all the lights for a fireworks display that was canceled because of the fire ban at homecoming. So I have the individual player stats for the night. Toby McBride, 7 carries for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. Tate Kimball, 21 carries for 189 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dalen Knapp, 1 carry for -8. Perea, 1 carry for 3 yards. Rosales, 2 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. And Trey McBride, 2 carries for -10 yards. And so, folks, you'll have to add that up for yourself. Daniels had 3 catches and 1 touchdown on 61 yards. And Dalen Knapp threw the ball 3 times, or completed 3 passes on 8 attempts for 56 yards because of the 1 sack of 5 yards. 1 interception, 1 touchdown. So pretty good all-around performance by the Mustangs that we've come to expect to have those performances.
The Fort Morgan Mustang Player of the Game is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. And the lights have gone out. Our Mustang Player of the Game once again will be Tate Kimball after he goes 189 yards and 3 touchdowns. So once again, congratulations to the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they are the Colorado 7 League champions for 2015. So.
And how nice of the Elizabeth Fire Department to congratulate Tate Kimball on being player of the game with a salute of fireworks.
That was so nice of them.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up tonight. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs football tonight has been Julie Garcia. For Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. Once again, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 56, Elizabeth 7. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.